I'm Rob from Barefoot Gaming, and today we review the Evolution Rifle Adapter by Virtual Core USA. So I'm going to start by saying that this thing is incredibly adjustable. Everything from the butt of the gun that sits in your shoulder to what holds your controllers to every single joint is completely adjustable. What you do is there's little wheels, little knobs that you can kind of turn and loosen it up. There are teeth that interlock it so you can move it down a notch, 2 notches, 3, 12, however many notches you want, and give it the angles that feel most comfortable to you when you're playing. Also of note is the part that holds your controller actually has a slit down the front, so you don't have to take off wrist straps. Your wrist straps will never get in your way. It was a really neat idea to add. It doesn't take away how well it holds your controller, and it still lets it be very adjustable. You will note one of my controllers has the silicone skin on it and one does not. I wanted to test to see whether it holds the controllers properly in both conditions. Some of you guys already have these, some of you don't. They actually sell these silicone controller covers, but I'll get to how well that works in just a sec. To see how well this worked in the real world, I tried this with a slew of different games, everything from Onward to Payday 2, just to kind of get an idea of how effective something like this is. Now, if you're in the market for a rifle adapter, either to make the game feel more realistic or especially to improve your aim because you've got something to hold up against your body to stabilize yourself, I can tell you after spending a week with this that I'm really impressed with the quality. Now, it's not super thick, but I find unless you're abusive with it, it doesn't want to move. You can tighten everything up to the point where it feels quite stable. As I mentioned before, something that's really important is the plastic that holds your controllers. So whether I use the unskinned controller or the skin controller, I find that it holds quite well both ways. It's not ready to pop out. Now keep in mind, I've only been testing this out for a week, but as far as I can tell, it's built well, and I don't see there being issues going forward where this is going to get really loose. You'll note either or, I can hold it without fear of it slipping out. In fact, the silicone covered one actually is jammed in there pretty tight. So to pull it out actually takes a little bit of a pull. I'll show you the same thing with the non-silicone cover one. It comes out quite a bit easier. What I found is when I was playing with it, I actually liked having the silicone covered one to the back, so I didn't have any fear of this coming out, because frequently you're having to do reloads or something else with this hand anyway. Now the problem with any rifle adapter whatsoever, doesn't matter if it's 3D printed, this one, anything else, the aperture can get in your way. So when you're trying to do a reload and stuff, you'll bump into it. But as long as you are looking for a rifle adapter, that's going to be an issue. I don't know how they could take that away. I have a really hard time scoring hardware because it really depends on what you're looking for. For a lot of people, a rifle adapter is overkill. And for a lot of other people, this is a must-have. I know there is a lot of interest out there for something that will help you stabilize your gun. There's a lot of Onward players, for example, in the community that are either using something jury-rigged or using something that is 3D printed. Now the price of this is $49.95. Just like all our reviews, this is not a paid review. They did send me the product to actually test out, and I can tell you that it is good quality. I don't have fear of it breaking easily. It isn't super thick, so I wouldn't suggest bouncing this thing off the floor. But on the same token, I also don't see this thing breaking really easily. So something that came up on Reddit that I should probably address is in all of the promotional materials, you'll always see the person holding this black part with the bottom of their hand when they're holding the Vive controller. And I think that's probably a smart idea. Now, I've got fairly large hands, and I had no issue at all doing this. I think even with smaller hands, just having your bottom finger kind of wrapped around there, I would feel more comfortable and not worried about the entire thing dropping. But like I said, with the chest strap, you don't really have to worry if it does fall. Plus, if you're putting any pressure on it, it is way less likely to fall. And this thing is built pretty resiliently. Again, as far as I can tell, in a week of testing. So again, the Evolution Universal Rifle Adapter is available directly from virtualcoreusa.com. You don't have to deal with eBay. You don't have to deal anywhere else. $49.95 will get it to you directly from the manufacturer. So important to note, the silicone covers do fit inside of there. This is relatively thin, but I think you could go quite a bit thicker and it'd be fine. They also sell the foam face mask covers. And as I mentioned earlier, there is one extra elbow adapter. So if something were to be over tightened or if it were to break, you have one extra just in case. I'm not sure what more you could expect at $49.95 US. It seems like you're getting decent value. Like I said, it comes in a small package. You assemble it yourself. And that's it. That's the review for the Evolution Universal Rifle Adapter. Bah, that's a mouthful. Thank you again so much for watching another Barefoot review. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will do my best to get to them as quickly as possible. I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, let the world know. Talk to you again real soon. See ya.